and I'd like to talk to you all a little bit about drum placement. Now you might think, well, you should be able to throw up any drum. Anywhere it lands, as long as you can hit it, you should be able to put it there. I agree, there is a little bit to that, and a lot of it is preference, if I like my cymbals real high, if I like them real low. But throughout the years I've learned that playing different styles, I have to have a setup that is conducive to how I play. Now, as you can tell, I like to sit a little higher than the drums. When I was younger, I actually sat much higher than this, and I would actually flatten out my drums and sit real high over top of them so I could play them like this. Now, at the time, I was learning double stroke rolls and single strokes, so it was a lot easier to get around the kit when they were flatter. Well, then I started watching Dave Weckl and Freddie Gruber and people like that talk a lot about the Moeller technique, which I have talked about a little bit in my past videos. Now, the Moeller technique is actually the way you hold your stick and how you allow the stick to respond to the hit. I talk a little more in depth about that in some of my other videos if you want to check those out. Now, because of that way of thinking now, I like to set up to where my drums are lined up, I guess you could say, parallel to the hand that's striking them. Now let's start with the bass drum. First of all, I like to make sure the bass drum head is pretty much straight up and down, maybe a little bit of lean with the drum spurs. And I like to make sure it's about maybe between 6 and 8 inches from my kneecap to the hoop. Allowing that much distance, you have enough angle in your leg where you're not playing over it and you start getting pains in your knees or your calves, and you're not so far away that you're straining to hit the pedal and make contact. Too close, like I said, can cause you to have a little too much pain. You're in an awkward position. Your leg's more like this than like this. So you're wanting more of that, that line on your leg. Now, as far as the toms go, I like to make sure as I'm striking it, that as I strike it, right then, my hand was about the same angle as the drum. Now that allows me to get around the drum set, and with having this tom the same way, this tom, and pretty much all the way down, I don't have to worry about contorting my body a certain way to get to the next tom. A lot of guys will face them inward. I know a lot of times the bigger drums wouldn't sit real low, so you had to kind of push them down into the side, angle them in. But then you get this action where you're doing this. And that can be hard on your shoulders, your arms, your legs. You want to set up to where it's comfortable, but also you want to think about the geometry of your body. Now, striking a cymbal or something like that, a lot of guys nowadays have them facing like this. I understand you can get them lower and you can still strike them, but you're getting that awkward angle where you're coming at it from this angle. Now, the cymbal is supposed to be struck with the shoulder of the stick. You can do it with the tips too, but a better sound comes from the shoulder. And you'll want to catch it right here, so you get a nice full sound. Same with the toms. You don't want them angled up too close to you or too far down where you're having to strain to get to it, or you're having to angle like this to get to your tom. You want it somewhere right in the middle, so when I hit it, and I use that Moeller technique, I get that bounce that I want. Same with the cymbal. I'm able to hit that and pull back up and create the second stroke. It also helps when you're on the cymbals and you're doing more of a swell or something of that sort, to have it where it's angled just like this, and you can get to the edge of it a lot better, a lot quicker. Hi-hat, height and stuff like that. That's more of a preference for me. I like mine pretty high. I like to be able to get into the shoulder of it just like I would the cymbal. Be able to play it from this angle and get to it from this angle for single or for double strokes, and also for a good chick sound too. Now, as far as that goes, a lot of guys that play over top of the kit in gospel, where they have their drums a little lower and a little more flat, cymbals a little lower, that applies to that style. As far as my style goes, like I said, I had to find a angle for everything where it wasn't different for each style that I played. So pretty much this is the setup that I have on all my kits, and it just helps. It just makes for a better playing experience. My body doesn't fatigue as quickly. I'm able to get up there and play consistently throughout the whole night, and as long as I'm up there. And I'm always tweaking here and there too. I mean, what I'm saying, it's not a science. It's not an exact science, but there is something to having them angled where it's comfortable and it's a good striking angle for your stick. So I hope this helps you all in setting up your drum set and getting comfortable on the drum kit. As you progress, getting different types of drum kits, you'll be able to look into different angles with different sized drums, whatever feels comfortable for you. This is my idea of a good, comfortable setup. You can do what you will or what you want with what you have set up in your drum kit. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and join me next time. Thank you very much. God bless.